In this video, guys, we look at the mindset needed to run winning trades. If you're having trouble running your winners, this is worth watching. Hey traders, warm welcome to you. So if, like me, you have problems running your winners, and it wasn't really a case of, hey, I just must run them. It was a case of when you do run them, the market never goes in your direction, comes back and stops you out. When you decide not to run them, guess what? It runs on and on and on without you. You know the score. It's that kind of push and pull and that mindset that's getting, I knew I should have run it. I took it too soon, all that kind of stuff. Here is a 6-step plan for you to start to improve that process. Because believe me, I feel the pain. I know what it's like when, especially maybe you've been actively scalping, then you're trying to stretch yourself into holding on to winners longer. You see you leave money on the table, so you start to try and incorporate that into your trading plan. You start to give stuff back, and it's like this, pulls you back and forth. Have a look at this. First one is review your prior trade. So this is not for anyone who backtests. If you're backtesting, you're already going to have this sorted out because you know what you're doing. I'm talking about somebody who is trading each day or each week, swing trading, day trading, whatever it may be. You're sitting there, you're making decisions. Now, decisions are going to be, hey, how far do I let this run? So what you do is you review your prior trades in that instrument in the same conditions. There is no point in going back 50 years on your trading career and taking that. That's pointless. Go back to a month, 2 months, 3 months, depending on the time frame you're trading with the same market conditions. Look at the trades you took with that strategy in that market and make an assessment. This is where you now start to plan your strategy. You can say, hey, listen, let me look at the markets. Okay, the markets moved on average 50 pips, 60 pips after I took my trade. I took 20 or I took a loss. What's the common theme here? If I took all these trades again, and you don't have to go back too far, it's just about, again, we're just convincing our minds is the right thing to do and trying to align ourselves with the market conditions. You might say, listen, you know what? In the last 10 trades I took in this strategy with this market conditions, if I had held half of the position for 50 pip target, I would have got it 7 times out of 10 or whatever it may be, 3 times out of 10, whatever. The point is, if you did that, you would be better off, whatever that may be. And so once you've identified that, you say, okay, what's my strategy? Right, my strategy might well be to sell half at 25 pips. If I'm forex trading, I'm talking about pips. It might be then to run and trail another half. It might be to go for a 75 pip target, a 180R target, something that makes sense based on the review I've done. This is the important part, guys, because not only does it, number one, align you with market conditions that are pretty recent, and this is probably more for day traders, but also applicable for swing traders. It aligns you to the conditions now and the trades you've done now and the strategy you've done now. But most importantly, or secondly, arguably most importantly, is it convinces your mind that this is the thing to do. So in the heat of the moment, when you're holding something and it's pulling back and you're like, what did I take off the table? Or you've taken something off and it keeps running, you can go back and say, well, I reviewed it, and so I'm taking the action on my best guess based on the facts I had at the time. I can't change this on the fly. This is based on my research. So it's a mindset thing and it's a practical thing. So plan your strategy. Then 3, be at peace with it. I've kind of skipped a little bit, but this is really, without going too into it, it's being comfortable and acknowledging that this is what I'm doing, my new strategy. I'm holding half for 50 pips, or I'm holding half for a 3-day move, or whatever that may be. You've identified to hold it. And whatever happens over the next X amount of trades happens. So you decide you're going to stick with it for the next 30 trades, 20 trades, 10 trades, whatever time frame you're trading, work out a number that's good for you. And be at peace with the fact that you've decided to use that strategy, you've decided to use it for that amount of time, and so whatever happens on each individual trade is irrelevant. If you get stopped out, if it goes within 1 pip and stops you out, it doesn't matter. If you close it because you've said you're going to close it, it runs on another 500 pips, it doesn't matter. The point is, you are reiterating, you're improving, then you're getting more data. You reassess at 30 and you do again. And you say, well, actually, I should have held for an extra 10 pips. I should have come out a bit earlier. I should have maybe closed the quarter at half an ATR, whatever it may be. Next thing is number 4, try to remove any on the fly decision making. What does that mean? That means try to not allow yourself to exit based on your perception of something. That can come in later. We're just trying to sort the foundations out now. We're trying to flex those muscles that allow you to hold that position longer. So try to avoid anything that has to be a decision on the fly. In other words, oh, I'm going to see if it looks weak or something. No. You want something like this. Hey, it's taken out a 10 bar low. It's under a 20 period moving average. It's over something that's yes or no. No ambiguity. That way you don't have to be thinking, is it or isn't it? It either is or it isn't. Even better if you can put stuff in where you don't even have to be at the screen, and it's a case of, hey, my exit strategy is based on X trailer. Bang, I put that in my ticket. It's going to be based on oversold condition here. Maybe I can't put a ticket on that, but I can put an alert on it, send it to my phone, that then gets me out of the position, whatever. The point is, just remove any underfly decision. This can come in later, and it will do, and you'll probably want to add some of that later. But hey, if it's working, making money on it, doesn't matter. But you might want to add some on the fly decision making process later, but not now. You want to try and flex that muscle of holding the position. Number 5, have preset parameters that signal a change in plan. What do I mean by that? I basically mean that if this plan is working for you and you've iterated it and you've reviewed and repeated it, I'm going to skip to 6. Really, that probably should be 5, but this is basically reviewing everything, repeating it, looking at your prior trades, looking at the 30 you've done, starting again, looking at starting again, improving. But what you do need is you also need parameters in there that say, hey, if the market changes condition, i.e. ATR goes from 100 to 180, for example, whatever the thing may be, if we break above this high, then I'm going to add the review phase a lot sooner and say, hey, I might actually have to narrow my target. I might have to extend my target. I might have to adjust and play with it, because you want to be in tune with the market. And we've done videos on this before, so go and check it out. We're talking about how you pick your target. Do you use one ATR daily range? Do you do that? Do the other? Now, we're not going into depth with it in this video. What we're looking at is a strategy for the mindset needed to run the winning trades. There's no holy grail. There's no perfect formula that I can give you, unfortunately, that says, hey, this is where the market's always going to go. It's going to be, some special multiple of the ATR or whatever. I'm sorry, it's not there. You know it, I know it. But what we can do is we can come up with a plan that is constantly refining, adjusting to the market conditions, adjusting, tweaking. Stick to the plan once you've decided it, stick to it, be at peace with it. So that helps the mindset. It helps us be comfortable when things don't go our way. We say, you know what, I've decided this was the plan. I'm sticking to it. I'm going to run it. I'm going to run for the 30 trades. Yes, I'm only 10 trades in, but I said I'm going to stick to it. So I'm going to stick to it, and doing it, repeating. Eventually you'll have a nice, robust system that hopefully gets as much juice as you can out of the market on the most amount of times. Obviously, you're not going to get it all the time. Obviously, you're going to leave stuff on the table. Obviously, you're going to come out too soon, then it rockets off. All those things are going to happen. But if you can extend it and make those trades more profitable for the risk you put on the table, then you start to see improvements. All right, guys, hope you like this one. See you next one. Bye.